This is KGW News at Sunrise.
I live here with my daughter, and yeah, she is scared to just even walk down the street.
That's just one of the residents living near a problematic homeless camp in southeast Portland. They've reported crimes, even fires, and are now calling on the city to step in to fix it.
Also this morning, take a look at this, a semi-truck taken out by a landslide on Highway 30. So part of Highway 30 remains closed this morning because of all this. We'll have the best way to get around Highway 30's mess coming up in just a few minutes.
And it is December 1st, and we're counting down the days until Christmas with a different kind of Advent calendar. It's all about beer. Coming up this morning, it's 5:15, the local bottle shop behind it, and how you can get involved.
I think December 1st also means let the vacation carousel begin, right? A lot of people trying to get that vacation in before the end of the year. So Christina's off today, so is Rob, but Chris McGinnis is handling the weather duties for us.
And the big question was, will we or won't we?
Right.
See snow.
And we can very quickly answer that with this camera here. And if this camera doesn't quite show it, how about this number on that camera? 40 degrees at PDX. No snow in the Willamette Valley and in the Portland, Vancouver metro area specifically. No sticking snow. Yes, there will be some snowflakes in the air, but it's just too warm. That said, you get up towards Kelso and Longview, it is cool enough that we are seeing some snow, and we have had light dustings of snow up the I-5 corridor in Cowlitz County. We've also seen snowflakes mixed in with the raindrops at the beach this morning. It's 36 in Hillsborough, it's 34 Forest Grove, 34 Tillamook, Astoria, and Kelso. Those are the areas that could probably see a light dusting of snow. Portland, and especially points south, nada. Here's the plan for today. Mixed rain and snow showers, and the temperatures, guys, not going very far. It's going to be a chilly day with highs in the upper 30s. Let's take you live to Cowlitz County, where we do have a light dusting of snow on the ground. Devin Haskins, what do you see?
Well, right now we're just north of Kalama, so we're driving on I-5, trying to get to that Kelso area where, yeah, we did hear about some snow up in there. We've seen it on the Washington State DOT cameras. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around. Looking out the front windshield, the streaking windshield wipers helping out, giving a little blurry look. But right now, I-5 north, again, just south of Longview, clear, coming out of Clark County and Vancouver. Definitely clear, you know, all that snow. A little bit more north of us. So here in about 10 minutes, we should make it up to Kelso. In that area, there is, again, snow, a little light dusting that we saw on the cameras that we'll see. Now, I just saw on the, and I don't know if you guys are getting to the school delays and closures right now, but I just saw North Oregon Coast Schools, Astoria School District is 2 hours late right now. So they have a 2-hour late start. We're going to head up, also cross the bridge and head over to Columbia County as well. So we should be in Longview here shortly, and Kelso even a little bit sooner after that. We will send it back to you guys and give you guys a live look coming up in our next hit.
All right, Devin, before we get away from the roads, we do want to let our viewers know about one closure this morning. It's because of a landslide. So this is Highway 30. A 4-mile stretch of Highway 30 between Astoria and Klatskanai remains closed this morning. ODOT says it should be closed the rest of today, and they say it could even take longer to get that mess cleared up. As you can see from this video, a semi-truck got stuck right in the middle of that landslide. ODOT says at least 10 truckloads of rock and mud slid onto both lanes of the highway last night. Crews are now working to clear that debris. In the meantime, ODOT suggests a few different ways to get around this: Highway 26, Highway 47, or Highway 202.
Some big news out of Portland City Council. It is the next step to ease Portland's homeless crisis. Yesterday, commissioners approved $27 million to pay for part of Mayor Ted Wheeler's plan to address the issue. The ultimate goal is to create 6 homeless campuses. To get those going, the city needs site evaluation, staff, security, and money to run them. $21 million will come from over-collected taxes, as well as money that Multnomah County's Office of Homeless Services hasn't spent yet.
All right, we're going to stay on this topic for just a minute because there's a homeless camp off Southeast Powell Boulevard in Southeast Portland that neighbors there say has gotten so bad, they're now planning to move.
As Blair Best reports, the city has been aware of this camp for months, but hasn't done anything about it yet.
The streets off Southeast Powell Boulevard, home to many longtime Portlanders and families. But over the past few years, they've turned into a magnet for homeless camps, like this one on Southeast 49th in Hague.
It's just really sad, you know, having been here a long time and just seeing the progression, the downhill kind of escalation of our city.
The only thing separating Anthony Fox's home from the camp is a U-Haul parking lot.
Folks kind of come and go, but this particular camp started to really grow maybe a month or two ago.
Now a fixture in the neighborhood, threatening his family's safety.
And I live here with my daughter, and yeah, she is scared to sleep and walk down the street.
Neighbors tell us that when they've tried talking with those living at this camp, they've had guns pulled on them. Earlier today, when we were shooting video for this story, a woman came up and threatened us. Knowing the potential dangers here, we've decided against trying to talk with anyone at this camp. Neighbors believe someone from the camp was to blame for the large Thanksgiving fire at U-Haul, caused by someone siphoning gas, a crime those at this camp are known for.
It was a huge, massive fire, and yeah, it was terrifying. Had the fire people not come sooner, like our house would totally have gone on fire.
Our streets are not safe. Our livability in Portland is really suffering.
Angela Todd lives nearby and runs PDX Real, a social media account focused on livability issues in Portland, specifically when it comes to homelessness and crime. In her recent testimony at City Hall, the mayor promised her he would look into this camp.
Angela, thank you for being here today, and I've made a notation 50th and Powell, and I will find out what the status of 50th and Powell is.
It's been 2 weeks since that meeting, and the camp is still here. The city's Street Services Coordination Center tells KGW it will be scheduled for removal soon.
How do they not care about what's going on with these citizens? It is not, there are no words anymore, there is just action.
And it's a lack of action, leaving many with only one option.
We're considering moving this summer. In fact, yeah.
The trauma here is real, and what is here is not homelessness. What is here is organized crime, and it's being allowed underneath the umbrella of homelessness and compassion.
From November 14th to the 20th, the city has received nearly 3,000 new campsite reports. 906 of them regarded campsites along Southeast Powell Boulevard, including 294 of people living in vehicles like the ones on this street. In Southeast Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
Let's get to a few other local headlines that we're tracking this morning, starting in Gladstone, where police say they need help to find a missing man. His name is Kyle Kircham. He was last seen November 19th. His sister told us that he had been feeling down and was struggling with depression. On November 23rd, last week, police found Kyle's car down an embankment off Highway 224 southeast of Estacada in the Mount Hood National Forest. Deputies say the airbags were not deployed in his car, and there were no signs that he had been injured. Kyle stands about 5'11", weighs about 155 pounds. He has brown hair and hazel eyes, and was last seen wearing a green and blue flannel coat. Anyone who knows where he might be is asked to call the Clackamas County non-emergency line. There's a hearing at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to address a recent lawsuit seeking to prevent Measure 114 from becoming law. Voters approved Measure 114 during the recent election. It would ban the sale, transfer, or manufacture of magazines with more than 10 rounds of ammunition. It would also require a permit to purchase a gun, and it strengthens background checks. It's set to go into effect next Thursday. But a lawsuit filed by gun advocates says that Measure 114 violates Second Amendment and due process rights. One more headline here. Washington State will shut down its COVID response website today. Instead, people are going to be redirected to a new page on the Washington Department of Health's website. State officials say they have seen a huge decrease in web traffic to the COVID response website. And that's a look at some of our local headlines this morning. And just to be clear, you are a man of the mountain.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you're ready to go.
You want to see?
Let's see. Just see. I mean, this shows you how tough this guy is.
Look,
this kind of weather doesn't scare him.
I don't got another layer on.
No shirt?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, hit the lifts, man. Run to the lifts. There he goes. Ski season is here. Oh, my goodness.
That has got to be one of the most epic interviews I have ever seen. Drew Carney, you had a heck of a time up on the mountain yesterday morning.
Yeah, we were trying to get a live interview during the show yesterday for a couple of hours. And then shortly after the Sunrise show ended yesterday, we did run into that fella who was more than willing to talk about how excited he was to see snow up on the mountain.
What, did he just roll out of bed and throw on his coat? Why was he not wearing his shirt?
Just standing out there
Yes.
all morning begging for somebody to talk to. He said, I'm going to go down and talk to Drew.
Exactly what happened, because he came down right after. He goes, I saw you on TV. I said to myself, I would talk to Drew. And then I'm looking, I go, are you wearing anything under that coat? And he says, no, I'm not. But anyway, we started the interview and you saw how it ended.
That's well done yesterday. That was a lot of fun seeing the
There are
snowfall.
some happy campers about the snow in the Cascades, measuring it by the yardstick over the last couple of days, and the snow showers will continue up there. Big questions for down here. Are we going to see snow? No, not in Portland. No accumulating snow in Portland or on the valley floor. I can tell you that. However, as I point that out, we do have winter weather advisories in effect for the North Oregon coast. Yes, at the beach, there is the possibility of a dusting of snow. We also have portions of the I-5 corridor up through Cowlitz County under that winter weather advisory until noon today. So the Kelso Longview area specifically, we have seen a light dusting of snow from time to time up there, but the temperatures are colder. It's 34 in Kelso, it's 34 in Scappoose. It's 40 with a south breeze in Portland. It's 37 King City, 37 Westland. The breeze is generally out of the south this morning, keeping Willamette Valley temperatures on the valley floor just too warm. That said, we will probably see some snowflakes mixed in with the raindrops, even down to the valley floor. We're likely seeing that right now here in downtown Portland. You can see the mixed green and, well, the Easter egg colors on the map this morning, suggesting mixed rain and snow showers across the region. Over the last couple of hours, you can see bands of showers. They kind of roll through and then we get a break, and then another band of showers rolls through and then we get a break. And that's pretty much going to be the case throughout the day today. You'll note that the wind direction here is out of the south. That keeps Portland critically above the freezing mark all day long today. So anything that falls, even if we do see snowflakes in Portland, we're not worried about accumulating snow here in the Portland, Vancouver metro area. To the north, maybe that light dusting of snow, at least the threat for that continues up into portions of Cowlitz County and in the Oregon Coast Range, where obviously coastal passes are going to be pretty snowy, and up in the Cascades, where it will remain snowy for days and days. All right, here's our 7-day forecast. We've likely already hit our high for the day. We'll probably bounce around the upper 30s to about 40. We do get colder tonight, but as is typically the case, as we get down to near the freezing mark here in Portland, the moisture just about dries up. Another storm system brings a chance of mixed rain and snow showers tomorrow afternoon, and into our weekend, we've got that mixed rain and snow shower chance on Sunday as well. But we are tantalizingly close to snow, but no snow in the next couple of days here in Portland, guys.
I know, I don't usually hope for it, but after seeing what was happening on the mountain, I'm like, come on, give us a few flakes. Thank you, Chris.